Okay, namaste everyone.
Namaste. Namaste.
We're celebrating Guru Poornima 2018 today. Guru Poornima is actually on the 27th, which is a full moon, because we said Guru Poornima. Poornima means full moon, which happens to be, I think, an eclipse that day as well. If I'm not mistaken, there's going to be a big eclipse that day, which is interesting. But Guru, Gu, in Sanskrit means darkness, means ignorance. Ru means remover, dispeller. Now let's just take those four words and put them together. So you can go darkness, dispeller of darkness, remover of darkness. Look at ignorance, dispeller of ignorance, remover of ignorance. And you can start seeing that depending on the combination, the meaning changes. The meaning does not stay the same. When you think about it, because remover and dispeller, even though they may be synonyms, but they don't carry the same meaning. Now, in the Atharva and the Yajurveda, it's mentioned that everyone who wishes to learn should be given the opportunity. It does not state that anyone, because of any reason, should not be given the opportunity. It says the only requirement a person must have for learning is the desire and the willingness to do the work. It does not state, like we come down to the modern era, and even in American history and recent history we see where segregation occurred, women were not allowed to get education, things like that. That is not in anywhere written in our Vedas. It states clearly that the person who wishes to learn should be allowed to learn, provided they want to learn and they're willing to learn and they want to put the effort in. And that comes back now to Guru in the modern sense, because it's evolved over the centuries into different forms. But like we said, the Guru is the one that removes the ignorance, dispels the darkness, dispels the ignorance, removes the darkness, however you want to put it. As a result of that, we know now that the Guru is one who teaches, removes ignorance, dispels darkness, one who teaches. So your Guru from kindergarten, well, of course you say first your mother, first Guru, your father, and then of course every teacher you've had is a Guru because they're specialized in that subject. What happens with us is that within our religions, we have our Dharma Guru as well, who teaches us everything about our religion. And we continue. Now, what I have found is that humanity rises above religion. It does not matter. We've had hurricanes, we've had so many disasters, natural disasters. At that time, no one sits down and asks you, what is your religion, before they help you. The first thing they ask you is, can I help you? If you need help, I will help you. That time they don't ask you, are you male, are you female, are you whatever color you may be, it does not matter. At that point humanity rises and we say, can I help you? Similarly, where we are today, what we practice, we do not practice anything specific to religion. We use religion to support our beliefs, but not to impose our beliefs on anyone. So that's important, because what we find is, after religion, what is there? Everything says, go towards God. God is the ultimate. You want to be one with God. However you look at it, you want to eventually reunite with God. And it does not matter what religion you believe in, because every religion gives you that. Think about it. Even with the Christians, you've got the Day of Judgment, which we are very familiar with over here in the West, that you will become one, those that have been good and those that have been the sinners, they need to repent and they will not become one with God. They have to be punished for it. And that's pretty much the theme in every religion. Any religion you look at, they talk of that. But now here's the problem we're going to face now. The guru is a special person in your life. The guru that we are looking for is the spiritual guide. We're not looking for a teacher. We don't want a kindergarten teacher. We don't want a university professor, because we know that. We've learned all of that. What we don't know is how to become one with God, the spiritual level. At the spiritual level, we have to rise above what religion confines us to. Because religion, like I said, it instills the belief in us that God exists. And even the atheist, I was told, is also a believer, because they believe God doesn't exist. So they're also a believer. So it's either way you look at it, it's a catch-22. Either you believe or you don't believe, but either way, you're going to say something about God. So God works in mysterious ways, very mysterious ways. He will appear in front of us, and of course I'll be using he, she, because I always remember my daughters say, don't always say he. So he or she will appear. They appear in front of us. But when they appear in front of us, can we recognize them? Can we recognize God? If God were to walk in that door today and come in here and sit amongst us, can we recognize that person? Probably not. Because we've got so many things in front of our eyes, so many questions. Now, of course, one of the most famous stories that we have of God appearing in front of us is with Tulsidas, with Swami Tulsidas. It is said that after he wrote the Ramayana, he used to recite the Ramayana in different places, go to different locations. And once he went up to the mountainside, a mountainous region, and he was reciting it there. And there was a tree that he used to pass by, and every time he passed by the tree, he would offer water to the tree. And known at that time to him was that there was a spirit. And again here we see a reference to afterlife. Because it's not the first time, but we see another reference again to afterlife, that what happens after life. But there was a spirit that was bound to the tree due to its evil actions. Due to the evil action when it was alive, it got bound to the tree. And as he offered, and the story continues, that as he offered water every day, and he was reciting the Ramayana there, close by, the spirit got freed. And it came to thank him, and it thanked him that you freed me. What can I do for you in return? All he said was, I just want to see my Prabhu Shri Ram. So the spirit said, for that, you need to contact Hanumanji. He said, but how do I contact Hanumanji? He said, wherever Shri Ram's name is being chanted, Hanumanji will come. And he said, listen and pay attention. Next time you have your reading your Ramayana, you'll notice that there's one gentleman, this leper. And we all know what a leper is, a person you tend to stay away from. You don't want to get anywhere close to that person. Look what form he took. He comes and he sits in the corner before everyone, and when you're finished, he leaves after everyone. That is Hanumanji. Go and ask him. Ask him that you want to see Sri Ram. So the next day, full of, he was now with all this hope and everything, and then he was like, yes, I've got to do this, I'm going to do this. And when the person came, he said, oh wow, yes, there is that person sitting there. And after he finishes katha, before the person could leave, he went and he bowed to him and asked him, I recognize you as Hanumanji. My desire is to see Prabhu Shri Ram. He said, okay. And he left. Nothing happened. So he continued his regular everything. Next day, as he was offering water, these two gentlemen rode up on horses, asked him for some directions, and left. And he gave it to them, and everything was fine. One was a little dark, one was fair. And no problem that it happened because this is, way back in 1600s, I think it was, or 1500s, I don't know the exact date. But it happened, and they left. After they left, that evening, the leper said, "So, did you enjoy the view of, did you enjoy meeting Sri Ram?" He was like, "What?" "Yes, they came on the horses, didn't you meet them?" He was, "Yes, but I did not recognize them." So if you did not recognize them, then whose fault is that? You have to fix yourself to be able to recognize them. He said, "Okay, please give me one more chance." He said, "The other chance you can get now is if you go to Chitrakoot." So he said, "Okay, I'm going to Chitrakoot." And he went to Chitrakoot. And like how we do puja, we give chandan to everyone in the beginning of the puja. He was giving chandan to everyone. And as he's giving chandan, these two gentlemen walk up and they ask for chandan. But he sees them, and when he sees them, he's totally lost. He forgets to do anything. He's totally lost in them, and he's like in a different world. He's lost track of time. He's lost track of everything. And Sri Ram goes and asks for the chandan. And he's lost, he doesn't give it. It said that Sri Ram took the chandan himself, put himself on himself, and he also put on Tulsidas. And Hanumanji took the form of a parrot, and he's sitting on a branch, and he's telling Tulsidasji that we have Sri Ram and Lakshman in front of you, and you're lost. And it's a beautiful couplet that they sing about it. They sing about it, and he says that that even Sri Ram Raghuveer had to come, and he had to give tilak to Tulsidasji. So Bhagwanji appears in front of us. God appears in front of us. We just don't recognize it. But our hearts do. In our heart, we can feel it. I'm sure you've met someone, or sometimes you meet someone, that your heart just takes to them right away. You have that feeling. Very nice feeling. And when you're in their company, you find suddenly time flies. You're having, like I say, so much fun. You find that nothing matters to you in the world anymore. Everything is gone. And you get that instant connection. And you feel it. The problem now, this is where we come to the problem, because the person that you have that connection with is in the form of a person. And this is where we come back now and say that that person is ideal to be your guru. Because the first step in Guru Bhakti is, Guru is great. First step is, my Guru is greatest. The second step, my Guru is like God. And when you reach the ultimate of Bhakti, then you realize, my Guru is God. And that is why it becomes difficult now. How do you recognize between your Guru and Bhagwanji, and between God? And you will feel this. The people come in your life back and forth, and you will see it. They will come and they will tell you something totally impossible, and it will happen. Now we will say, well, does that make that person Bhagwanji? No. That person is holy. That person believes in God. And as a result, God keeps His word. So you will find many times your Guru will tell you something that is totally impossible, something you don't think will happen, and it happens because Bhagwan says, I have to keep the word of the Guru, and he keeps the word of the Guru. And then as you believe and as you grow with your Guru, we look for the spiritual guidance from that Guru. The Guru that you want to get, like I said, is the one that can lead you spiritually and guarantee you, well, not guarantee, but let you know what to expect after life. Gurus like that are many, but few. Very hard to find. And they are usually the simple ones. They're simpler than most people. They're not the ones that are going to be driving around in the Rolls Royce and having, ashrams of gold, with lots of gold and stuff. They're usually simple because they realize that the material things don't matter. And we know that from a scientific point of view, because up to now science has not figured out what is light. Light is a wave, light is a particle. We can't prove either, so what the science do, we create a new thing called a wave particle. Because we can't explain it, so we'll create a wave particle. A wave is energy, a particle solid. Our good friend Dr. Einstein told us E is equal to mc squared. If E is equal to mc squared means energy and matter, that which is a wave and that which is a particle are interchangeable. It requires energy to interchange between them. So if you start looking at that and getting to the science of it, it becomes very detailed. And that is why, if you notice, we always talk about lead me to light. Lead me to light, because light is not understood, and light has the property, the ability to change between a wave and a particle at will, because ask any scientist, and they will give you all the physics and everything about it, and they will tell you it's a special wave particle. So since light has that property, therefore, it resembles the property that God has. God can appear and disappear at will, and nothing matters. So we are always praying, lead me to light. Dispel darkness. Who dispels darkness? The Guru. Who leads us to light? The Guru. And that is why we give Guru such great importance. So we need to find this person. We need to find this person so that we can move on in our spiritual lives. This physical world is nothing. It's like someone asked me, he said, Uncle, why don't you go and make tons and tons of money? I said, and do what with it? He said, well, you'll be happy. I said, but I am happy right now. Why do I need money to be happy? He said, you can buy anything you want. I said, this is America, you could buy anything you want. Everything we want, everything I want, Bhagwan, he brings it. He makes it appear. I want people that will listen and learn. Because I don't want to do it for fashion. I don't want people coming here just simply for socializing. And that's one of the things that happened after the Ramayana Satsang, because she had put it on Facebook. Got lots of calls. People saying, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me? We were going to come. Tell me, when's the next one? When's the next one? So many people have promised. If we call everyone that promised to come next time, it'll probably be close to about 200, 250 people, which will not fit in this room. And that is why I like our small little setting here, because the people that come are those that are really interested. And you will see that the lessons that we give, if you are not meant to receive that lesson, you will not be here. Try as you might to be here, you will not reach here. Now again, this is talking on the spiritual level. We're talking above religion, we're talking about music, we're talking above everything material. Because the spiritual knowledge that you will get, that you will practice, is going to pretty much make sure that after you die, if you choose to die, and that's the whole big thing I have on that we don't die until we choose to die, you will know what is going to happen. And again, that is where, it's important to understand that you choose to die. You don't die, you choose to die. And that's the whole topic, and I think I spoke about that. I think you put the lecture on YouTube, right? Choose to live. Yeah, Devesh was there for that one. Yeah, choose to live. And we see it. My father, doctors have given up on him twice, and he lives on. And that comes from spiritual energy. It does not come from our regular energy or medicines. Medicines keep the body alive. But to keep the spirit alive, you need to have that spirituality. And think about it, for those of us who have ever lost anyone, before they left, what was it they would normally say? I've had enough. I'm old. It's time for me to go. I don't want to be here. I am suffering. Think about it, anyone that you've lost. And that tells you right away that they have chosen not to live. So you need your guru to come back, help you make those choices. And the guru is someone that you will recognize internally. It's not someone that you're going to follow for fashion. It's not someone you're going to have no contact with. A person, you must have contact with them. And you have to submit totally to them. Once you do that, it becomes a two-way street. And you will see it. You will see that when you're with them, time means nothing. When you're with them, you're so happy. When you're with them, nothing matters. Not even, you don't feel hungry or anything. So, find your guru. Do not use logic to find your guru. Listen to your heart. Because your heart will not lead you wrong. Listen to your best friend. Remember we spoke about best friend a while back, who your best friend is, your conscience. Listen to your best friend, listen to your heart, you will find your guru. And then put your pride aside, because our pride prevents us from accepting anyone. I think Saisha is the youngest, right? She's the youngest in the room. And if she suddenly started telling us the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, she will be a fantastic guru. I have no problem. I will submit to her. Teach me. I want to learn. I am thirsty for knowledge. I want to learn. So I will put my pride aside because I want to learn. But we don't put our pride aside. We always have this pride, well, I am this, I am that, so I can't. And when you start with that, you won't. Everybody says today that the power of positive thinking, and we have so many lectures out there on positive thinking, so use positive thinking to attain the goals that you want. And I always like to give homework in my lectures. So my homework to you is, go back and think back. Think back if you've ever met anyone like this that attracts your heart and your conscience. Someone that if you had no other restrictions, you would be willing to learn and submit your ego to. And if you have that person, go find them. And let them know you want them to be your guru. Remember, when Shri Ram came in front of Tulsidas the first time, he didn't recognize him. Because of his pride, his arrogance, his ego, whatever you want to call it, he did not recognize him. Because he did not believe he will come riding on a horse. Maybe he was expecting he's going to come in his Virat Swarup or something. He didn't expect him coming on a horse, but he came on the horse. And whatever it was that blocked him, blocked him. So, like I said, take this home today. Remove the blocks at home in the privacy of your own home, in the privacy of your mind. You don't even have to discuss it with your significant other. Just by yourself. And you will see that you have that person, you've met that person, and you will see that person tends to contradict everything you know. But they always seem to be right. And that person is the one that should be your guru. We have Adarsh Bhai here. He's been initiated, I think, how long now have you been initiated?
About 45 years.
About 45 years. And he's initiated with my father. And his devotion is unwavering. Even up to today, like his name Adarsh, he's still an ideal disciple. So it is not something that is only written in our books. It is not a story I'm telling you. It is not something that has not been experienced. Uncle Dave here has told you his experiences. They both have told you that when they are in the company of their guru, nothing else matters. Time ceases to exist, the universe ceases to exist, and they just feel very happy, bliss, like we like to call it. Find that person, become a blissful being, and everything you want will become yours. Happy Guru Poornima.